Hi everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with Goth Tarot. It's my weekly exploration into the shadow issues of our lives, helping us to understand why we feel the way we do, whether it's depressed or anxious or worried about things that may not seem real to other people. That's kind of what we handle here. So I do my weekly reading with a number of decks that all kind of give us a darker sense or feel. And I start off by creating the spread. It's sort of a variation on the Mystic 7. It's two interlaced triangles. So it's 6 points, with each one meaning something different relevant to the week. And then a point in the center to sort of resolve things, and some additional shadow work right at the end. And shadow work comes from Earth and Bone Oracle cards by Syrian Shadow. All right, so our first triangle is composed entirely of cards pulled from the Santa Muerte Tarot. And so I'm just going to go ahead and give us a little shuffle here and do that. And I'm in my library, the esoteric library for TFT. So let's see what we can find here. What is going on in our world? And this reading is, of course, for today, Wednesday, the 17th. This was Banshee's mother's birthday. So happy birthday to you, mother-in-law, wherever you are. And it goes till next Tuesday, that's the 23rd. Okay. Card 1 is the dark design. It's meant to be the overall focus for the week. And it's the Page of Swords. So the reversed Page of Swords can mean that there's something going on that makes us feel we're on the outskirts of tact or grace, that we're sort of acting from a wilder part of ourselves, and that we feel that maybe we're up against a certain form of conventionality that we don't appreciate. Someone wants us to do things by a certain sense of decorum, and we're not feeling the reason to do that or the why to do that. It could just be that this feels phony to us. It just feels very phony, the circumstances around some particular project or situation that we're involved in. So then we want to know what the dark drama is. What are the influences towards us? Maybe these are people who talk to us or about us or around us. And it's another court card. It's the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups, well, the influences seem to be emotionally calming to some degree. It may be that there's somebody who feels affection for you or some sense of emotional resonance with you. They may be the person who's trying the most to influence you at this time, or maybe they're influencing you in a way that moves to the direction of the card, which could be saying a love relationship, an affair. So, of course, that could tie in with the idea that those of us who maybe are not interested in relationships feel put out by such attentions. maybe because we're already in a committed relationship, or maybe we don't want to be in a relationship now. We have something else we're thinking about. So maybe there's a quandary over somebody who has possibly unwelcome attentions. Okay, I'll just go with it that way. So what is the dark destiny then? What are the things the situation most likely finds a way to resolve itself? Or where are you moving forward possibly? And I say possibly tenuously, but it's reverse strength. And so clearly this may say that you may feel like whatever the situation is, if it's an overture of love, or maybe it's a different kind of overture, maybe it's just something emotional based, but you may feel you're not going to react well to it, and you may feel you have to sort of be definitively assertive about what the parameters are for you in this situation. I'm wondering if it's not a relationship, but if it's a situation that somebody wants your cooperation in some way, that maybe they feel you're the best one to handle it. Maybe it's an arbitration between similar people, and so the influence maybe is trying to get you to be more on, somebody's side, preferred side. But I'm thinking assertively is what you want to be here. You probably don't really want to be involved in this situation, and you may have to be pretty direct about not being in it. And I don't know if that's exactly what it could be, but something basically then haunts you, a dark shadow maybe that this is truly about to some degree, or that is involved, or maybe it's something else, maybe it's just something else. But for the dark shadows, which is the beginning of the next triangle, I use the Ghost Tarot. And the Ghost Tarot and the dark shadows basically are talking about what is haunting us at this time. What things make us feel like we can't escape them, that we're powerless to them, that they sort of are obsessing with us, and therefore we obsess with them. And like the Santa Muerte, the Ghost Tarot is a low Scarabeo deck, and it's also designed by the same artist, Fabio Listrani. So let's see, what is the dark shadows around you? What are the dark shadows around you? It's the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, I feel like there's a happiness that you want to be able to share, but you can't share. So I'm wondering if it is related to these other cards, that maybe the situation, well, as a scenario, maybe somebody wants you to be involved in somebody else's wedding party or party or event where they want you to be involved, and from some emotional point, this feels wrong to you. You can't do it. And so that's my idea of what could be haunting you, is that maybe there's a situation that you feel really opposed, or you feel doesn't bring you happiness, and makes you feel maybe the opposite. And so I'm wondering if this is, a relationship where people went their separate ways, but now you're being asked to come observe what happened with the other person, your former partner. Of course, it could be other situations. It could be family reunions that somebody wants you to come to because somebody else will be happy, the matriarch, the patriarch. And of course, you have issues. You have unresolved issues that make it very hard for you to consider being at this event. So either way, whatever these situations are, they have a hold on you. They won't let go, and they basically haunt you. Looks like we need to find out what is the dark truth of the matter. What is the reality that's really here and that you must accept, at least before you can start working on changing it. And so for this, I'm going to use the Night Sun Tarot. And I'm sorry, I misspoke. The Night Sun Tarot is a Lo Scarabeo deck that is by Fabio Listrani, who is the artist of the Santa Muerte. The Ghost Tarot is a different artist who works for Lo Scarabeo. Lo Scarabeo is a side part of Llewellyn, or side company, Llewellyn Publishing. All right, so now we want to find out, as I said, what is the dark truth, the reality that you seem to feel you must accept. Possibly you can work on repairing it, but you have to know what that is then. The dark truth. And it's the Emperor reversed. And everything happens for a reason. I know it's supposed to be true, but gosh darn it. The Emperor reversed says the dark truth is, this just feels really wrong. There's something so unconventional about that even you, a goth-minded person, can't accept it. And I don't know what it is. It's something relationship or project oriented that has strong emotional feels, maybe issues of abuse of some sort in the past, or just really not wanting to be involved in this. It was going to be really fantastic. Someone wants you to be involved in an unconventional thing that you really feel like you should assert yourself and not go there. This thing calls upon you to maybe neglect certain graces or morals that you normally would apply here. But there's a strong influence, emotionally speaking, trying to say you should do this, and yet you feel you're haunted because of the past that was around this event. I can only suggest at this point that we could only hope for a dark twist. And using the Black Tarot, which is not a Lo Scarabeo deck, we can examine what the idea could be if there was some twist, something unexpected that is possible to happen that could change this picture. It could be about something else. It could just be in terms of a twist in your life or your proceedings that you did not expect. But many times I see a tapestry through the cards, and I see that they are more or less related to one central event or idea. At least to me it seems that way. In case you're wondering, the Black Tarot is by Philip Young. I'm not seeing the publisher, so I'll have to find that for you. They are striking cards, but they're very dark. They show up well on this camera, so I'm loving it. Okay, one more. this completes the second triangle, the descending one, which started here, moved to there, and now moves here with our twist. It's the star reversed. The twist is that most likely, whatever the situation is, I think something dramatic reveals its core, and that there is really nothing there, that it's pretty much a vapid promise, a promise that is not going to happen, that whatever this thing is bound to be uninspiring, unhopeful, unchanging, that change cannot be affected through whatever this is, and that you really shouldn't probably waste your time on it. In other possible meanings, this could be saying that you're pulled away from the entire issue by some other possibly bad event or thing, something that just sort of pulls the rug out, blows the wind out of your sails, and you have to direct your attention towards something that's probably, bad. It could be related to health. Maybe somebody needs help of an extraordinary sort. But whatever it is, it just has a feel that it's not likely to work out one way or the other. So now we will complete the Mystic 7 reading for this week with the Dark Gift, the 7th card in the center. The Dark Gift is our special abilities, intuitions or feelings, hunches, skills, resources, things that may be of some avail to us in getting through all this. And the Dark Gift is the Page of Cups, right below the reverse Page of Swords. And of course, this is the Crow's Magic Page of Cups. Unearthly, mystical. Our Dark Gift really is about controlling the narrative and maybe being a sense of mystical calmness, serenity, the water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, sort of a sense of distracted observation, a feeling of harmonic. Well, it's kind of like empathy. It's kind of like intuition itself. So it really kind of fits here. I think the Dark Gift really is being able to observe this stuff in a philosophical, mystical sense and pursue what our options will be. So that's pretty interesting. We're going to get to the shadow work in a moment then. All right, so we're going to pull a card from the Earth and Bone Oracle set by Syrian Shadow and get our affirmation and shadow work for the week. Earth, and I am, and it's faith. Faith. hope, inspiration, cooperation, rejuvenation, admittance, allow. Allow for success to come in whatever form that might be. Recognize opportunities and follow them, regardless of others' opinions or beliefs. Abide by your own set of rules and no one else's. Follow your creative passion and creative endeavors. Appreciate the good that is now. The universe wants you to be happy. Stop making it harder for yourself. Make your choice of how you want to fill your cup and how you want your life to be by what you want to pursue and what you are passionate about. Choose intuitively. What lights you up? What makes you excited? What seems natural and easy? That is the path to deliver what you want. Goals and expectations will then be accomplished very quickly. Stop fretting, get out of your own head, and release worry. You have the answer you seek. The world is yours. Completion is coming if you can muster faith and surrender. Seek creative self-expression and freedom to be exactly who you are. Affirmation. I allow the energy of love to flow through me now. I let go of all self-limiting beliefs. And I kind of liked this one. I think a lot of this is really about going your own way in terms of not allowing yourself to have these influences that want to bring your cooperation or your name or your input into some situation that you really have a bad feel about. And I don't know exactly what that is. Like, I gave a couple of different scenarios, but I feel it's just one of those situations that it's going to be a little different for everybody. And I actually wonder too if it's coming off of the Mercury retrograde. You know, we're moving direct, and of course there's a couple weeks for things to move back into place, and I almost get the feeling like something here sort of suggests that maybe this was a project that had delays, or this was a situation, if it was a relationship situation, and now energies are moving in another direction, and you may find you're going to be pulled back into something that maybe you didn't want to deal with before even, but clearly maybe you couldn't deal with it before. Now there is maybe a better opportunity to stand for yourself. And I hope the shadow work helps in that regard. So this was Goth Tarot, and I thank you once again for coming. And we will see you again next week for Goth Tarot.